Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and I really want to give Electro a CTP of Judgment because he's a villain and he claps, but we're here with an obelisk right now because he also claps with a 180 proc obelisk. He's really strong, and I wanted to show you guys that before we jump into the CTP shenanigans. So yeah, here we are, here stage 19, and who would think that Null on these kinds of stages would end up being the testing ground for new characters? Because, oh, we missed our proc? That's okay. No worries, we're gonna build this up here. We're gonna go 6 into 4, and this is probably gonna, yup. You can honestly ad-lib so much with Electro because he's so strong. It's pretty nutty. Look at that. Look at that. You can honestly proc on 4 a lot of the time and have some really great results. Really nice stuff. So there we go. That was a little slow, to be honest. I could actually do that in about 10 seconds faster. So 45 seconds is his baseline for me with an obelisk on stage 19. We're going to do the whole stage so you guys can see how nutty this gets. But newsflash, or sort of spoiler alert, it gets very nutty. So if you're allergic to nuts, keep watching. That's one of my corny dad jokes. Okay, I woke up this morning and I chose violence. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! We skipped the spikes. Dude, he has 1 support and then Red Skull. This is very nice. This is very, very nice. Now, Red Skull, you're probably wondering what's going on there. I am a Red Skull fan, but he's here for the team up with Taskmaster. As the Hydra trainee team up goes, it gives 5% all attack and 5% crit rate, which is why he's there. Oh, we couldn't quite skip the next set of spikes, but you guys can see how bonkers this damage is. It really is truly bonkers. And look at this. We catch him coming to do the dragon and pop some more damage. This is wild. In 2 minutes, I'm almost in the last phase with a regular obelisk, with just a lightning damage obelisk. Not a lightning damage crit damage obelisk. Not a lightning damage ignore dodge obelisk, because he needs ignore dodge pretty badly. None of that stuff, right? So this build, although it's on a premium character, it could be, you know, more expensive. It could also be, in a sense, better without being more expensive, because the obelisk could be better. The obelisk has a dead stat, so it could have a better stat. I could give it, I think he has 1 Odin's Blessing. He could have many more than that. Now, the only unfortunate thing here is that his heal is actually on his... I could have used the co-op skill there and done even more damage. Yeah, I just realized that. His heal's on his 3rd skill. So what you end up doing here in this phase is you heal before you get hit. And that obviously doesn't give you more HP than you need. But look at that. 3 minutes... and I actually could have gone faster. That was 207 left. I could probably clear that on like the best run at like 220, maybe even 230. That's stage 19. Now, it's not all gravy. It's not all gravy. Electro's not good at everything. Or maybe he is. No, but let me just talk a little bit about the build, and then I'll show you something he's not as good at, but actually I think he's still going to be good at it. I'll explain. It's complicated, but I think he's very, very good. I think Electro is very good. I know he's a premium character, which is tough for those people that are getting their hands on a premium tier 2 selector and they don't want to choose Luna, and they don't really have many other options after that because it goes to like Crescent and her leadership and just not very good things. Electro is seeming like a very good option at the moment, and there's multiple reasons why. World boss, squad battle, ABX, potentially, lots of stuff. But then you look at his stats and you're like, man, his HP's really high. And just to put this into perspective, speed types generally have the lowest stats, right? On average, speed types have the lowest stats of all characters. Go look at your Luna Snow attack at tier 3 and you'll see what I'm saying. And then combat types generally have the highest base stats. If you look at someone like Captain America, even bad characters like Black Panther have insane base stats. So you look at Electro's HP on my account. I know my cards, etc., whatever. But he's got 81,000 HP with 1. Oh, I've got 2 Odin's Blessings. Okay, but he's got 1 HP Uru, 1 HP Uru, and 81,000 HP. That's a lot of HP, bro. That's a lot of HP. Go look at where Dr. Octopus as a combat type has 77,000 HP. And look at how many Odin's Blessings he has, or sorry, how many HP Urus he has. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So he's got two more HP Urus, right? They both have HP rolled on the 3rd gear, so that's not an issue. But he's got like 3,000 more base HP, Electro does, than Dr. Octopus. As a speed type, that's bananas. So he may also, what I'm trying to say is, he may also have PvP value with iframe ignore and stuff. But anywho, the build is pretty straightforward. We have 2 Odin's Blessings. We're just trying to maximize his dodge and his crit damage. You don't have to cap his crit rate because of the crit rate buff on his 5th skill that gives him 18% for 8 seconds. 18% is a weird number because you're trying to hit the cap of 75. So just get it to about 60, right? Anywhere from like 57 to 60%. I'm really on the cusp. I can't really go much lower than 58%. But really, if you hit 60% crit rate with Electro, you're fine. You can always go higher than that or whatever, but that, yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, there you go. Lightning damage, 200 proc. I think I was saying 180 proc, but whatever, 200 proc. But this could be stronger, right? He doesn't have any ignore dodge. It could give him ignore dodge. It could do double. It could be double lightning damage, right? And this is still just an obelisk. Imagine when you transition him to either a CTP of energy if you want to keep going with the chain hit, or in my opinion, what's better, a CTP of judgment, because it has the chain hit, but it also has the continuous damage effect. Because honestly, between his 5 and his 4, it's really tough to figure out which one has more damage, right? It's really tough because they're both really, really high damage. And I know the 4th skill has that little damage proc on it, increases basic damage by 30% for 1 attack, but you really don't want to do 3 cancel, 4 cancel, 5. I know it seems like a good idea, and it might be a little bit more damage on 5, but then you're losing all the damage on 4 because you're not actually playing the skill out. And you could absolutely play out the 4th skill in your rotation, and you can get the damage off. And so remember, with his 3rd skill having the increasing basic attacks for accumulated movement distance, you really want to make sure that you're using the V-pad. You're using they call it a V-pad, but it's a joystick. You want to make sure you're using the joystick after you cancel 3 and 6, and you want to make sure you're moving around. Because if you just leave the joystick still, he's not going to move. And this could be a mistake that you're making, and your Electro could be underperforming in damage, and you're like, I don't know why, I'm doing the same rotation as everybody else. If you just do 3-5 and you just stand there, he does move a little bit at the beginning, but then he doesn't move anymore, right? So, and I don't know if those like transitions between iframe and non-iframe actually matter. So I find that I do more damage when I move around. So do that, and then you can squeeze in the 4 after the 3rd blast. You can absolutely do that. And then with the judgment, you can actually go a little bit further because you could do 5. You could zip around, right? You could zip around, you could zip around, and then you could zip around again with the 1 and then go into the 4. The only risk that Electro has is moving too far away. So I'm going to show you a boss where he doesn't do very well, at least right now on, which is Ultron. But I think he will do well once I get a CTP on him. But that's obviously for another test, for another time, for another video. I do think he'll do well against him with a CTP. But he has, like, the thing that makes him really good against Ultron and makes him very good in general could also be his downfall. Because we know Ultron likes to move around. And we know that Jamie Foxx, Electro, also likes to move around. So you can actually keep up with Ultron by moving. But the trick is to not move so far in one direction that you sort of move against him, and then you're on the other side of the arena compared to him, if that makes sense. So look at this. This is stage 9, but this is an obelisk, which is very nice. And the other thing is he has iframe ignore on 5, which means that you can continue to attack. Look at that. I'm attacking him during this animation, which means that I am stopping him from optimizing. So this is really good. Like, I think Electro is going to end up being very good for Ultron once more players have like a max build or a near max build on him, because being able to move, look at this, I'm positioning myself, and the positioning is so important. I'm between Ultron where he is and where he's going to be. So if you rewind that last clip and watch, Ultron was in the middle, but he was pointing and he was showing that thin red line, which means that he was going to dash at me to the edge, to this like northwestern edge of the arena. So I basically used that information there. I goofed up. I basically used that information to preemptively be in between him and his destination to then pop the 5th skill and you know, do damage and interrupt him. There obviously we messed up because of the pausing, and then sort of I was not really, you know, focusing. We don't have to do this whole battle. I just wanted to show you guys. He doesn't seem to be amazing versus Ultron right now, but I can see why his kit is actually very good for Ultron. We sort of have the idea that maybe lightning damage does a little bit more because of his base -10 lightning resistance if you check on Ultron's kit, and we talked about this with Thor in another video. But the other thing I want to show you really quickly that I couldn't is that his first skill, like Shang-Chi, has a dash through. Now, this is really crucial when Ultron is doing specific attacks, like when he does the... it's not the optimized red spikes that fall from the sky, but it's just like when he's in this pattern and he does that attack, you basically just have to run around the arena, and it allows him to optimize. Well, what you can do is you can run around him. Maybe he'll do it right now. You can run around him and spam the first skill, and you can stop him from optimizing. So characters that have a dash through skill like this, Makari has the skill on her first, Shang-Chi's first, and Electro's first, is actually really, really good against Ultron specifically. Last but not least, I want to showcase what he can do with an obelisk versus Mephisto. So I looked up the requirements, and after stage 19 of Mephisto, the next stage that Electro can do is 40. That's a little bit too high, I'll say that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 19 with no support characters. And that's actually a pretty important thing to gauge, because most clears nowadays, we feature 1 or 2, right? Single or double support once we go past stage 9. And that's cool and all, but not everybody has these support characters like Sif, Valkyrie, etc. to use. And so having a reference point for newer characters on what they can do without it is actually pretty important. So let's see. I mean, he's doing pretty well right now, I'd say. But let's see how he does against Mephisto. So we've got high movement speed here on these attacks, or in these this phase, which is quite important. I think we procced early there, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, we're already in the next phase. Awesome. So he can definitely do 19, bud. Definitely. Definitely. Look at that. All right, let's see it. Didn't proc on 5, so we popped the co-op to do 4. And then look at that. I used the first skill to escape. Did you guys see that? Really nice. I love the first skill for that. Yeah, look at that damage, dude. Very high damage. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Nice. Okay, we have Venom on the team. I didn't realize that. We don't really need Venom. But we're going to switch here just to sort of get in a better position. Oh, Venom's on the team. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay. I chose Venom at random. I was just selecting characters next to Electro on the team select menu to make sure that they weren't support types, and we accidentally chose Venom. I don't think he needs the heals from Venom, by the way. I'll try not to pick them up, I guess. But yeah, he's cruising, dude. Cruising. 2 minutes in, and we're on to the next phase nearly. Again, if you don't proc at the beginning of 5, I would say just proc on 4. Like if you move once on 5 and the proc still hasn't activated for whatever reason, my advice is to just go into 4. Now here's another clutch thing. Because he moves around with the 5th skill, you can actually move around and dodge Mephisto's purple lines. Those purple circles with the lines in them that he summons in this phase, that's super annoying and can one-shot you. Yeah, you can just dodge them with Electro's 5th skill. So having a movement skill, like look at this. Peekaboo, I'm over here now. This is so good, man. So clutch. We're not gonna wait for the skill, his awakening skill, because of the rage meter that was gonna activate. But yeah, dude, he's crushing 15 with just his own lead and build. Wow. And then imagine if we got a world boss legend that was a hero, bro. He would incinerate. He's not even doing fire damage, but he would do so much lightning damage that he would incinerate them. And I just want to say incinerate because it's cool. Okay, we got stunned there, unfortunately. But another thing is, if you get good with Electro, you can use the 5th skill to position yourself in front of and behind Mephisto in between slams. So you could actually play Peekaboo. Look at this. Peekaboo. You can actually play Peekaboo with him that way. And you could probably, like, let me just try here. Yeah, look at this. I'm still doing damage to him while he's doing the slams. Wow, dude. Wow. That is so good. And what I gotta tell you is, what I'm saying is, my reaction is not just to the damage, but it's to the utility. the functionality. Do you know how good it feels to be able to dodge a boss's attack mechanics while doing damage? Like, while doing your character's natural rotation, he can basically, like, if you're good enough at it and if you practice, you can ignore and skip a lot of the boss's attack patterns because you're just moving from in front of them to behind them, and then when they turn, you go back and you go to their back again. That is so sick. You feel so much like Electro when you're playing him, and he's really strong. Like, he hits hard, but then also the skills are satisfying. Like, it's not just that he hits hard and it's just like damage numbers, but like, I've always said that V-pad skills and movement skills are some of the best skills and some of the most fun skills in Marvel Future Fight, and this is a marriage of the absolute best qualities that a V-pad skill has generally and normally with a character that it makes so much sense on, right? Even just a cool beam V-pad skill is nice, but this just takes it to another level. Teleportation Spark is like honestly, one of the best skills in the game right now. It's so much fun to use. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. I cannot wait to max this dude out, but I think he will perform very well for you with just an obelisk. So I know he's an expensive character, but the good thing is that his expense can stop there if you don't want to invest further with a CTP. Look at that, 8.5 million with an obelisk, and he can go higher. I could probably hit closer to 9 million with a freaking obelisk. Crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Jamie Foxx Electro. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.